The TikTok algorithm knows your interests even better than you do. So if you've spent any length of time scrolling TikTok, you've probably stumbled across someone doing some sort of dodgy motorcycle hack that instantly amazed you, but also made you wonder if that's even possible. So today, I'm going to test 10 of the best motorcycle hacks that my team could find on TikTok and rate them, because I'm the only one allowed to make terrible hack videos on the internet. Like this one, where a guy claims to have a way to siphon fuel out of a gas tank without drinking any. It sounds too good to be true.
I'm gonna show you how to get gas out of your tank really easily. Side-by-side car, doesn't matter. This is the quickest way to do it, the easiest way to do it. All you do is get you a piece of hose, stick it in the tank. After that, all you need is a shop vac or a little bit of compressed air. You're just gonna blow the air into the tank. Just like that, baby, she's running.
Now, I don't have a shop vac or a side-by-side, but I do have an air compressor and a motorcycle that I just filled up. So let's see if this is real magic or redneck magic. In theory, there's no reason this shouldn't work. So just like in the video, I put my tube into the tank, stuffed a rag around it to help make a better seal, and used my air gun to pressurize the fuel tank. And lo and behold, it actually works. That is without a doubt the coolest thing I've learned all week. That was genuinely so much easier than I expected. I kind of figured that it would work, but I thought you would need a lot of compressed air to get it to work. But I was wrong. A tiny squirt of compressed air like that, and it was flowing immediately. I wish my dad knew about this hack when I was a kid, because the amount of times he got fuel in his mouth because he was trying to siphon fuel out of a motorbike was ridiculous. In fact, I had to do it again because it was so much fun. However, it was a rather expensive hack, because this container was probably too dirty for me to put the fuel back in the bike. It might clog an injector, but it will still be perfect to clean something oily, so it gets a 9 out of 10. Then there's this guy, who makes lube in a chain look a lot less messy than I always make it. Just look at this genius. I love this idea because if you spray lube like this, it's neat and tidy, but everyone complains that you should lube the inside of the chain instead. But if I lube it like that, I get more on the floor than on the chain. So let's try Houdini's creative trick. My Motul chain lube even seems like it's made for this, because it has 2 nozzles, one long one and one short that you can swap out on the fly. But I couldn't get the short straw out for the life of me, so I stole a nozzle from my air filter cleaner and put it on the end. And now I have the same setup as the guy in the video. The spray pattern was non-existent, aiming was impossible, and I didn't think I could possibly get more on the floor, but I did. Will I do it again? Probably not. But I do like the ingenuity, so it gets a 420 out of 500.
I like to wear sunglasses so people can't see what I'm looking at.
That will never work. I don't believe it. I think it's actually working. She doesn't suspect a thing.
What?
Nothing. Paper towel is a necessity in a garage, but if you're like me, you can never find it. And when you do, you can't get a piece off without dirtying the next 30 layers. Now, this guy claims to have a free solution, but I have my doubts.
Take a coat hanger, cut it about right here, cut it about right here, just like that. And you can take your shop towels or your paper towels and put them right through here like this. Then you can just hang them up anywhere you want. Get a paper towel for anything you need. All right, then next.
It seems too simple. So I have an orange coat hanger here because KTM for the win. And my paper towel. But where should I hang it?
I guess that's what dirt bikes are for during the week.
I still think it's going to flex too much to actually work, but let's see. It would help if I was better at paper towel. I was hoping it would be useless because it looks really stupid, but it actually works perfectly. And for that, it gets a 7 out of 10.
Here is a tip for anyone having problems with their brakes. Also just general maintenance, which is often overlooked. These things are called disc bobbins, and the whole idea of them is to let your disc float or basically recenter themselves. All you need is a nut, bolt, a couple of washers, and the smallest drop of WD-40 or similar. Keep tightening the bolt until the bobbins eventually start turning with the bolt.
Those are some crusty looking brakes. Now, I don't currently have any braking issues, but I do want to see how easy it is to get those disc bobbins to spin, because all of this does make sense. We know that floating discs were invented to help align the disc with the brake pads better and to help with thermal expansion. But to be honest, I've never seen anyone try to get them to spin before.
On a small bike like my dirt bike, you can easily see how the disc can float. In fact, you can even spin the disc bobbins with your fingers, but a bigger brake disc like on my MT is much stiffer. So I have my nut and bolt, some WD-40 and 2 wrenches. Let's give it a shot. I will say it doesn't feel natural trying this, but it did spin with relative ease, which I guess is good for my brakes. However, using WD-40 near brakes is never a great idea, so I'm going to clean my brakes now and give this an 8 out of 10, because it could definitely help someone with crusty brakes.
We can all learn something about negotiating when buying a new bike from this next video. It seems far too simple, right? But I spend hours on Marketplace. So I found my dream R1 for sale and I'm going to try it before I bash it. And now we just wait for a reply. I may have tried this already on a few bikes. There's always another hack involving an air compressor.
Have you ever done this with a 5-gallon bucket? Well, there's a trick to that. Just grab your air compressor, then just jam it in the crack where it's stuck.
First, we need to get these 2 buckets properly stuck. I don't think that's enough. That should do it. That didn't do it. Is it my buckets? I think it's my buckets. Okay, I think I found the problem. You see the handle sort of attaches to this plastic piece? Well, when they press together, that sort of keeps the gap, which means there's an air gap all the way around. And with that there, you're never going to create a seal. So I just need to get rid of that, and then I think we can create a seal. Let's try this again. That's more promising. I can't get my fingers under the lip now. Let's try compressed air. I don't see how compressed air is going to get in between there, but let's try. That was way too easy.
I really thought that this would be the first time I'd ever been lied to on the internet. Nevertheless, it gets an A-.
Are you using your locking pliers correctly? Now, if you're just clamping onto small things, just very lightly, go ahead, tighten it up, give it a little squeeze, should be good. But if you really need to clamp down on something, locking pliers usually come with an Allen key for a reason. Go ahead and clamp onto your thing that you want to clamp onto. Go ahead, stick your Allen in there, start tightening down. That will get tighter than you will ever squeeze.
No way. Have my vice grips really had that all along? What? Mine don't have that. I mean, maybe this is just a cheap set? I don't know. Well, that's disappointing.
Even after 3 hardware store trips later, I still couldn't find a set that would accept an Allen key. So either he's lying or they're just rare. But if you do happen to have a set like that, then it could come in handy someday. So I'll go down the middle, 5 out of 10.
You might recognize the guy from the next hack.
First, I need my bearing. To build a compass only requires a needle
and a magnet. My jacket has magnetic closures. A lot of helmets have magnetic D-ring clasps. Failing that, there are magnets inside this alternator cover.
For now, let's assume you've found one to stroke. Rub 1/2 of the staple in one direction only. Now stitch that staple through a tiny leaf, set it on still water, and wait for the earth to pull it along the north-south line.
We obviously all love Ryan F9, and we know that he would never lie to us. But I still want to try this, purely because it kinda looks like fun. So I intentionally got myself lost out here in the wilderness, and now I am in desperate need of a compass to find my way back home. After all, it's not like there's just one road in and one road out of here.
It just so happened that I found everything I needed behind this tree. Nature truly is amazing. I rubbed my pin on the magnet in my helmet's neck collar, stuck it through an innocent leaf, filled my lid with water from the river, and practically became Bear Grylls. I know it's supposed to be a staple, but I'd rather be lost forever than deface my seat cover. Then my new DIY compass claimed that that way was north, or south. I'd already forgotten what Ryan said, so just like Bear Grylls, I got out my phone, opened the compass app, and it confirmed what my leaf was saying. I verified it again on my Apple Watch just to be sure, and then remembered that knowing which way north is doesn't help me at all. So I opened Google Maps instead and went on my way. 10 out of 10.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Do you speak English?
Yes.
I'm street photographer.
No. Have no time.
I will take picture anyway.
Personally, I never speed, so unfortunately, this won't come in handy for me. But out of the goodness of my heart, I'll test it out just for you. Does it work? Technically, yes. But this one requires a few extra ratings.
Comfortability, 1 out of 10. Aerodynamics, 10 out of 10. Practicality, 0, giving it an overall of 3 out of 10.
But anyway, now you know which hacks on TikTok you can trust and which ones are just wasting your time. Let me know if a TikTok hack has ever helped you out, and I'll see you on the next ride.